Laker fam, today's video is a video I never thought I would have to do. I know the last few days for all of us have been just awful. I personally do not think I've ever cried more in my entire life than I have these last few days, and I know everyone feels the same way. By now we are all well aware that on Sunday morning, a helicopter crash occurred that killed Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, along with 7 other people, and it is just so tragic. I honestly don't really even have the words to say how heartbroken I am, how sad I feel for his family, how sad I feel for the world, and just for everyone involved. It is truly so devastating, and I know all of you all feel the same. But today's video, I really do want to try to make it celebratory of Kobe Bryant because he was such an amazing person. He was my hero my entire life. He inspired me to be who I am today, and I honestly don't know who I would be if Kobe Bryant never existed. That's how much he really influenced my life. So I want to make today's video celebratory because Kobe was a hero and an inspiration to so many people. So I asked you guys to send me in some questions, any of your favorite memories, just anything that you wanted to talk about in regards to Kobe Bryant. So I want to get into what you guys had to say because you guys asked some great questions and you also just mentioned some amazing memories. So let's just get right into kind of celebrating the amazing accomplishments and the amazing life of Kobe Bryant. First, we had a question from @RichObama Jr. and he asked, when was the first time you saw him live? So Kobe was actually drafted the year I was born in 1996, so I grew up like literally my entire life. There are pictures of my dad holding me as a newborn, watching the Laker games and screaming for Kobe Bryant. My mom would actually get nervous that he was going to get so excited by something that Kobe did. He was going to like throw me up and I was going to fall. So I've literally watched Kobe my entire life. The first time I ever went to a Laker game, I want to say about 5 or 6 years old. I was actually really lucky, and I remember I was super excited because we went to one of the suites. We were being very fancy. We got invited to go to a suite, and they had the ice cream truck or the candy dessert cart that went around. And I was really excited because I was like, this is the best day ever. I get to see Kobe Bryant play, the Lakers play, and I get to eat malt balls the entire time while I'm doing it. So I think I was about 5 or 6. It was really amazing. But again, I've been watching Kobe my entire life because he was drafted the year I was born. And then @Raider_Chucky, what is your happiest, saddest, we're not doing saddest, sorry. What is your happiest and funnest moment while watching him? So for me personally, there are obviously just so many amazing memories. When you think of Kobe Bryant, I mean, he just provided so many amazing moments. Some of my favorite just highlight moments for me that really stick out for me are his last game. That is just, for me personally, that is the greatest Kobe Bryant moment of all time. I know a lot of people feel the 81 point, but that last game, that 60 points, it's unbelievable. It was the perfect last game for his career, and I've never been more nervous for a game in my entire life just because I wanted him to have such a good last game. You know, I was really just praying for, 25 points, 30 points, just go out having a good game, get the Lakers the win. But at the end of the day, I never would have ever predicted 60 points, and we saw even him hit that clutch shot that really kind of allowed the Lakers to win that final game. So that was just truly the cherry on top of such an amazing career. So that 60-point last game, and then also making the 2 free throws with the torn Achilles, because that right there, in my opinion, just signifies everything that Kobe Bryant is known for. There is no player who's ever torn his Achilles and been able to even walk themselves off the court, let alone walk themselves to the free throw line, sink 2 free throws, and then walk themselves into the locker room. It's just truly unbelievable. But Kobe Bryant never broke a promise to us as the fans into Los Angeles, and he made a promise to us that season that he was going to get us into the playoffs. If you guys don't remember, that was the season that we had kind of Dwight Howard, Steve Nash. It was a disastrous season, and the Lakers were fighting and struggling to try to make it in the playoffs, and that was one of just the best seasons of Kobe's career for me personally, in general. And that final game against Golden State right before he tore his Achilles was a really crucial game. The Lakers really had to win in order to to get into the playoffs. So Kobe Bryant singing those 2 free throws with the torn Achilles is another one. But again, because I asked you guys also to send me in your favorite memories, I thought I would read some off here because you guys obviously had some great ones, because as we all know, Kobe Bryant provided us with a lifetime of memories. So one from at Mr_Carter94. He agrees with me. He says, my favorite moment by far was him dropping the 60 points in his final game. Again, just doesn't get any better for that for me. At Big Country Panda says, my favorite memory has to be the Raptors game when he scored 81 points in Jalen Rose. That was just so amazing. I was so proud to watch that game, but the best victory was when we beat the Boston Celtics in 2010. God, that was a great game. So yes, of course, 81-point game, you know, unbelievable. But that Boston Celtics, I actually watch that game 7 all the time. I look at the highlights, they have it on YouTube, and I watch that at least once a week. That was such an exciting game. You know, it was actually a game that Kobe wasn't really scoring the most, that he wasn't really playing that well offensively, but he, you know, contributed obviously defensively, and he had a bunch of rebounds. He was so great in that game, and that Meta World Peace 3, the free throws at the end, I mean, it was just such an amazing game. I watched the highlights of that game all the time, so I definitely agree that was an awesome Kobe moment. At Edith73 says the 81-point game, Game 7 of the finals in 2000. Yes, I agree with you. 60 points through 3 quarters against the Dallas Mavericks. That was unbelievable. I actually remember exactly where I was watching that game. I was literally sitting in my family room with my dad, and we're watching that game, and we were like, 60 points in 3 quarters. Unbelievable. Putting the double nickel on MJ, but mostly talking about his girls. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, didn't really pay as much attention as they are now. Just what an amazing father he was. He really was such a dedicated father. He was such a family man, and that was something that I always really respected so much for Kobe too. You know, the whole reason that he took these helicopters all the time was because he wanted to be able to kind of navigate his way through the LA traffic, to be able to spend as much time with his family as possible. So Kobe was an amazing father and just an amazing family man, and that is something that I truly look up to a lot as well, and that I really always admired about him. At Flowers Devontae says, Kobe played a big part on the court and in the community, and he was a good mentor. Him and Jordan were the ones who got most of us liking basketball. So yes, Kobe obviously did a ton in the community, on and off the court. He was really the hero of Los Angeles, and he was the reason that so many of us, you know, myself included, I don't know if I would like the Lakers if I would have been a big basketball fan if Kobe Bryant never existed. You know, he's just such a legend. You know, even if you didn't really watch basketball when you were a kid, if you threw something in the trash at school, you said Kobe. I mean, that was just what you did. He's just such an icon and such an inspiration and hero and legend, just larger than life person and hero to all of us. Oh, this is a great one. At Taylor Tailgate said, seeing Kobe at Disneyland after winning the title in 2009. So Kobe and his family loved Disneyland. That was actually something that maybe a lot of people didn't realize, but they were always there. And every time I went to Disneyland, because I love Disneyland too, I would always look for Kobe, and I'd always be like, maybe today is going to be the day that Kobe and the family went to Disneyland. But fortunately, I never got to see him at Disneyland, so I am so jealous of you that you actually got to see him back right after he won the championship in 2009, because I'm sure he was in awesome spirits after winning that championship. But that's great. So that's probably a very special memory, and I'm actually really jealous of you for that one, because I didn't get to see Kobe at Disneyland. At Rhythma Gangster VA, Kobe shushing everyone after hitting the 3-point dagger against Spain in the Olympics. Yes, Kobe shushing the crowd was definitely a highlight. It was his signature move. I loved watching him do it as well. At AJJR2424, jumping on the scoreboard and throwing up the 5 to the crowd. That was especially great after beating the Celtics. That's an iconic moment for me. I completely agree with you. That actually brings me chills when I watch him do that, and I honestly, I rewatch that all the time just because it inspires me so much. It gives me chills. Even talking about it right now, I have goosebumps. That was such an amazing moment. I completely agree with you. At Lakers Faithful 96, my favorite moment is the beating the Celtics and Kobe's death stare. Yes, those are 2 of my favorite moments as well. The Mamba mentality, the Mamba look, death stare, that's definitely a classic Kobe. And then at Coach Scott 619, stories about how hard he worked were always my favorite. Personally, for me too, you know, Kobe, the whole Mamba mentality was created because Kobe was just known for how hard of a worker he was, and that was something that I've always carried with me throughout my entire life. You know, whether growing up it was me studying for a test in school. When I was growing up, I used to be a competitive equestrian and competing in nationals and all my competitions, you know, always just kind of adapting that drive and that determination, and always trying to be the hardest worker in the room, and always striving for perfection and striving to be the best I can be is definitely something that Kobe not only passed on to me, but to so many people. And his work ethic was so inspiring to truly everyone. I mean, you hear the stories about him, you know, putting up 1,000 shots, 1,000 free throws until he got 1,000, just, you know, hitting the gym at all hours of the day. Just such an amazing work ethic that truly I have yet to see in anyone else since Kobe, and I don't know if I ever will see in anyone else, to be honest with you. At faraway000 says how Kobe's personality was so different from MJ. He was approachable, and he, I believe in my heart, has surpassed MJ because he did it off the court and on the court and didn't keep his secrets to himself. He wanted to share his knowledge of the game with everyone that wanted to be great. I actually have the chills reading that memory because, yeah, Kobe Bryant was someone who was such an amazing person both on and off the court. I mean, look at all of the young players that he really kind of took under his wing, and he just mentored so many people. And it was like, when he said, oh yeah, reach out if you have any questions or if you ever want to work out, you know, a lot of people say that, but Kobe really meant it. And when these young players would, you know, he would work out with them, he would do everything he could to try to help them be the best player they could be. And he was such an amazing person, you know, he was filled with so much knowledge. And when you would talk to Kobe, it wasn't like you were talking to this big celebrity, which obviously he was, but he really made you feel special and just really took the time to have the conversation with you and to help you in any way, or just even to talk to you. And I know that meant so much to everyone who ever got the chance of meeting him and talking to him. I know we can just all agree Kobe was not only such an amazing basketball player, but was such an amazing man off the court as well. So I definitely agree with you. That's one of the highlights and one of the best things about Kobe Bryant as well for me too. But moving on, those are some awesome memories, you guys. Obviously, there are so many amazing Kobe Bryant memories. I mean, 20 years with the Lakers, he provided us with so many game winners. That game winner over Ray Allen against the Boston Celtics, over Dwayne Wade against Miami Heat, just so many countless amazing memories. So it was definitely nice to hear what some of yours were, but I do have a few more questions here that I do want to make sure I can get to. This one is from @Luda_Wooksy. What's your most underrated Kobe moment that no one really talks about? So we actually talked a little bit about it earlier on in this video, but I think the most underrated Kobe moment for me is just of how much of an amazing father he was and what an amazing family man he was. You know, just how much even after he retired, you know, we were all so worried about him. You know, I was, myself included, I was like, how is Kobe going to be able to survive, you know, not playing basketball? Like, it's his life, he loves basketball, but he just really adapted this new role and really just loved being retired, being able to, you know, be with his family, coaching his daughter's basketball team. And I just think him being a father and such an amazing family man is something that maybe wasn't as talked about as much as it is being talked about now. @C Kerbach wants to know, what's your favorite Kobe Bryant quote? There are so many, you guys. I mean, my family, I've always grown up just like quoting Kobe Bryant. Like, it's insane. Every single school paper I always wrote, I would always like stick in a Kobe Bryant quote there. Some of my favorites, I actually have them written down just so I can like say them word for word so I get them 100% right. But it's, if you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail. I don't want to be the next Michael Jordan. I only want to be Kobe Bryant. That's actually something that I have said in so many job interviews, especially because, you know, I've always done sportscasting and broadcasting. A lot of people, when I would go in for job interviews, they would ask me, you know, oh, what's a sport, like what sportscaster do you want to be? What journalist do you want to be? And I always would say, I don't want to be the next Erin Andrews. I don't want to be the next, you know, whoever. I want to be Hannah Kulik. And they would all look at me, they're like, I know where you got that. But that is a quote that really is just stuck with me throughout my entire life, and just always being the best version of myself and just not wanting to be like anyone else, just wanting to be me and the best version of me. And then everything negative, pressure, challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise. Again, a very inspirational, amazing quote that I always carry with me. And then probably one that I really am trying to live by right now. Is the most important thing is to try to inspire people so they can be great in whatever they want to do. One of my biggest goals and just missions in life is to try to be positive influence, have a positive impact on anyone's life, on people's life, and in this world. So that's something that I really take with me a lot right now. But obviously there are so many amazing Kobe Bryant quotes, so I would love you guys to write down in the comments below what one of your favorites was. Maybe it's one of mine, maybe it's a different one, but let me know, because again, he had so many amazing just quotes. He was such a genius, truly. At dammit_Los wants to know, what are your thoughts about the petition to make Kobe Bryant the new NBA logo? So I am 100% for it. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I would love it to happen. I think he deserves it, so he's definitely got my vote on this, as I'm sure he has all of your votes watching. Rounding out today, we have a question from @JoeyKillerG. What effects will this have on the Lakers team going forward? I can't see how they don't dedicate this season to Kobe. Yeah, I mean, personally for me, I don't know how they're going to even be able to play. I'm really happy that they canceled the game against the Clippers, because this team is grieving, as you can see, as we all are, and they definitely need some time to process this and to try to just grieve privately. And I think the most likely the next game is going to be against the Portland Trail Blazers. I know we are all going to be watching and showing our support to this team. It's going to be really hard for me to watch personally, just really hard, I think, for a lot of us. But I do think that we all know Kobe Bryant, and we know that all he cared about, you know, he loved to win. And nothing would ever make him more proud than for the Lakers to be able to win this championship this season. So hopefully, I am just praying and keep my fingers crossed that they are able to use Kobe as motivation, really dedicate this season to Kobe Bryant, like you said, and be able to win the championship, because that would be the best present for Kobe. That would be the best thing, something that Kobe obviously would have wanted for this Lakers team. So hopefully we are able to win the championship for Kobe, because he's definitely going to be watching down and smiling if we do. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for sending in such great questions, such amazing Kobe Bryant memories. Like I said, I know this has been an extremely difficult time. These last few days have been just so difficult. But we will get through this together as a family. This is something that I have learned throughout these last few days, is just how strong this Lakers family is and just how strong the world is. You know, Kobe Bryant, it's so amazing, really brought the world together. No matter your differences, your race, your religion, your, you know, political views, he really has brought everyone together these last few days, and that's something that is just so amazing. He is a legend. And like the quote says, you know, legends never die, and Kobe Bryant's legacy will continue to be passed forward. I know I will always talk about him. I will pass forward the Mamba mentality to my children, and I will make sure they pass it on to theirs. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to live in the Kobe Bryant era, as I know we all are. So thank you guys so much again for liking this video, and until the next time, Laker Han is out.